Dumbo is the newest live-action adaptation of a Disney classic, this one being based off of, obviously, the animated movie Dumbo. It has been probably 20 years since I saw the original Dumbo. I haven't seen that since I was a really little kid, but when I was a little kid, I do remember loving the movie. Then I found out it was getting a live-action adaptation directed by Tim Burton, which had me like, alright, I think this is one of those movies I have to see. If nothing else, maybe when I go in, it'll re-trigger some of the childhood memories that I have with the original Dumbo, and make me think, oh, hey, I remember that. I remember that too. Oh, hey, this is really cool. This is like a live-action Dumbo. So Dumbo takes place in 1919. We have Colin Farrell, just got back from World War I. He's now an amputee. He works in the circus with his two kids. His wife was a part of the circus too, but his wife died in an accident with the horses that were part of the act for the circus. So now the horse act has been taken away. This circus is really struggling to stay afloat. It's really struggling to make money at this point. But that's when Danny DeVito reveals to Colin Farrell and everybody that he's come up with something that just might be able to save the circus. He has spent all his remaining money on this pregnant elephant that's going to give birth to a baby elephant, and he's like, that's going to be the star of this show. So, the mama elephant, Mrs. Jumbo, she gives birth to baby Jumbo, is what his original name was, and they're just like, okay, we're going to show him to the world, but we got to hide his really big ears that basically take up most of his body. We got to hide that so the world doesn't think he's, different. Like I said, that moment I was a little surprised that Danny DeVito was so concerned with how the elephant was going to appear to the public with really big ears. I mean, if nothing else, I would have rolled with it, said it was a circus act or something like that, saying like, hey, we did this is an illusion, or something like that. Anyway, I mean, why would he be so concerned? It's a circus. Don't people come to circuses to see freaks? But anyways, on one of the shows, they of course debut baby Jumbo to the public, but his little baby bonnet falls off, everyone sees he has really big ears, and everyone starts making fun of him, everyone starts calling him Dumbo, which becomes his real name. It's also around this time Colin Farrell's two kids, they start bonding with Dumbo a little bit more, he starts playing with a little feather, they notice him playing with a little feather, and at one point he sneezes, and he flaps his big ears, and they discover, holy shnikes, Dumbo can fly. And now before I press any further, let me talk about some of the things that I liked and didn't like with the movie here. First of all, visually, the movie did look really good. I know pretty much every animal in this movie was CGI. Well, Dumbo was certainly CGI anyway, but he looked great. At no point did I look at Dumbo, I'm like, that is clearly a fake elephant. The way he acts, the way he looks, the way he sounds, I'm like, yeah, that seems like a baby elephant. I will say, the character of Dumbo, he did bring a lot of heart to this movie. Like, he is definitely the bulk of the heart in this movie. There's one moment in particular where Mrs. Jumbo gets sold away because Danny DeVito feels she's being a distraction to what they can do with Dumbo. So, they sell her away, and Dumbo's just, trying to chase after her, and as she's being driven off in the cart, he's crying, he's so emotional, and you feel for him. Like, you feel it right here because, he just lost his mom. But I will say, outside of Dumbo, there's really not as much heart in this movie. I mean, Danny DeVito, he does a fine job in this movie as the Rainmaster. He provides a couple of funny moments, but really, you don't really get invested with this character. You feel like he's just doing this for a business. And he's been running this circus for years. Once upon a time, this circus was extremely successful. He believes this baby elephant can provide some success to the circus again. Colin Farrell, I feel like the movie wanted you to get behind him a little bit more, but I don't think I really could. I don't feel like the movie developed too much on, the reason he went to war. I don't think it developed enough on, how his wife's death impacted him, impacted the kids. That's just the other thing right there. The kid actors, they were okay. They certainly weren't horrible. It's not as bad as you would think kid actors could be or have been. But even still, there are times I feel like the kids are being forced on you a little too much. I mean, I understand why they're in this movie. They are essentially Dumbo's best friends in this movie. But, I do feel like they're forcing the little girl a little too much. She wants to be an inventor. She wants to discover things. She wants to, do all this research. I do feel they were a little in your face with that and how much she wanted to do that, especially in her research with Dumbo and seeing what he can do with his ears. As a result of that, I think it caused the little brother to take a complete backseat entirely. I honestly can't really remember anything that he did in this movie that was memorable. The movie does immediately hit you with some good nostalgia moments that did help me remember the original Dumbo a little bit more. Like, the night Dumbo is born, a stork shows up on, the cart in one of the circuses, which, kind of references to the stork dropping Dumbo off in the original animation. The movie even at one point references the little mouse sidekick that Dumbo had in the original movie, all dressed up in his outfit, but he doesn't do anything. He's just a mouse in this movie. movie. I guess that would have been cool. I would have liked to have seen, you know, the two of them have the friendship that they had in the original one, but I guess they meant for the kids to have that role here. But then comes one night where they really want to get Dumbo more involved in the act, so, you know, the idea is, just like in the animation, they're gonna put him on this rooftop of this burning building, and he's gonna put it out. Except I think in the animation, he's supposed to be like a baby trapped up in the building. I don't know. I barely remember that movie. At one point, it looks like the show's going well. It looks like it's going okay, but then something goes wrong. The building catches fire. Dumbo's stuck up there because now the ladder's broken. So the little girl, she climbs up what remains of the ladder. You know, she hands Dumbo the little feather because he thinks that's good luck, and she's like, it's okay, go fly. I will say, this scene was actually pretty intense because, you know, the building's burning, Dumbo's just stuck up there, and you're thinking, oh, is he gonna be okay? I mean, you know in the back of your head it's a Disney movie, of course they're not gonna kill him or anything like that, but still, had me on the edge of my seat for a minute. But, you know, at this point, he takes the feather, he starts flying around the audience, and everyone is just in ooh and ah and wonder, and Dan DeVito's like, oh my gosh, so this is what he can provide for me. And obviously, yeah, at this point, Dumbo's name is everywhere in the papers. Everyone is coming to the circus. They're making serious money now. Where it travels to in particular is Michael Keaton, who runs this amusement park called Dreamland. He believes Dumbo would be the perfect addition to his park. He's also conveniently the one that Danny DeVito had sold Mrs. Jumbo to. And Michael Keaton's idea is, here, I will partner with your circus. Dumbo will be a part of my act. Your whole circus will be a part of your act. We'll split the profit. Everyone's gonna make money. Everyone will be happy, and Danny DeVito's just totally like, yeah, I'm on board. I will say, for the first half, the movie did suffer from some pacing issues for me. The second half, though, once we got into Dreamland, this is where I thought the movie really started to pick up, and I was having more fun with it. Because honestly, seeing Dreamland itself, it's really cool. It's a really unique amusement park. You feel like it was ahead of its time for, you know, its time being set in 1919. I do feel right here is where obviously they focus a lot more on Dumbo's flying. They want him to get better at it. They want him to really be the star of this show. You know, the big act they want him to do is they want Dumbo to be able to fly with this trapeze artist played by Eva Green. They have the rehearsal. Rehearsal goes well. Now it's the night of the big show. They're gonna debut this in front of everybody, but it's right around this time Dumbo has discovered that his mother is here, which causes the performances to go horribly wrong. And, you know, he goes to fly after his mother, discovers that she is there. And now it's at this point, Michael Keaton, he realizes, alright, his mother's just a distraction to him, so we're gonna have to put his mother down. And now it's right here, all the circus employees, all of pretty much the Dreamland employees, including Eva Green, they've discovered that Michael Keaton's kind of being a piece of trash right now. He wants to kill an elephant just so, you know, he can have his, you know, main attraction in Dumbo. So now it's a rescue mission. All the employees are going to work together to save Mrs. Jumbo and Dumbo, get them into a wildlife preserve where they can be free, where they can be happy. And how was the rescue? I mean, it goes well. They accomplish the job, but it's not as climatic as I would have wanted it to be. Not quite as intense as the movie has proven that it can be. The employees, they do their thing. They sneak into the animal exhibit of the park. They free Mrs. Jumbo. You know, the kids, once again, and even Eva Green, they're able to get Dumbo to fly off of his little pedestal and be able to get him to his mother. Load him onto the ship. Michael Keaton is exposed for who he is, and yeah, you know, the elephants, they go free. I mean, granted, I know in the original animation that Dumbo reunites with his mother there as well, but I don't remember exactly how he does it. But yeah, at this point, Mrs. Jumbo and Dumbo, they live him on the elephants. Dumbo's still flying on his own now. He's realized he doesn't need the feather. And in the circus, we discover that Dan DeVito, he now runs it again. He's discovered he doesn't need Dumbo as his main attraction. And, you know, he's now got Colin Farrell doing his thing once again. He's partnered up with Eva Green. They're now the main attraction. Circus is making money. Everybody's happy. So all in all, Dumbo, I mean, it wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It just was. Visually, the movie looked really good, especially with Dumbo. Dumbo himself provided a lot of heart in this movie. He's easily the best character in this movie. The acting in this movie, none of it blows you away, but none of it's bad. I mean, everyone does what they need to do. I did think Michael Keaton was a little bit out of character for what we've known him to be, what kind of roles he has played. Didn't really feel like he belonged in this movie. I felt like his role maybe should have gone to somebody else. The movie does have a couple of fairly intense moments when it wanted them to be there. The movie has the nostalgia in there when it wants it to be there. You had the moments I already mentioned. You had moments with a bubble elephant that kind of reminds me of one of the scenes in Dumbo. You have, you know, the announcer for the circus mentioned like, oh, you've seen a horse fly, you've seen a house fly, you've seen a dragon fly, but you've never seen an elephant fly. So apparently he was a replacement for the racist crows. there you have it. But you should start one. I don't feel enough of the other characters provided much heart for this movie, and that's why people have said this movie has a lack of heart, because Dumbo's the only heart in this movie. I feel like they should have explored more upon Colin Farrell's character, his relationship with his kids, what they're all going through. The movie takes a while for it to get going. It was very slow for the first half. The movie had kind of an anticlimactic ending. I can't ignore that either. And in the end, the best way to sum up Dumbo is this. It's a kid's movie. I mean, everyone out there is calling Dumbo a family movie, but no, it's a kid's movie. And here's the difference between that. A family movie is a movie that the entire family, the mom, the dad, the little kid, the teenage kid, the college kid who wants to go out and party, is home for the weekend, but the mom is forcing him to come out with everyone to spend time with the family. All those different people can go and enjoy, have a good time with. Some maybe more so than others, but the whole family will still walk out going, yeah, that was a good time. A kid's movie is a movie that the kids will love, but adults will either hate it or just be more indifferent towards it. This movie, Dumbo, is a kid's movie. I know the kids that were in the auditorium absolutely love this movie. Adults seemed more take it or leave it. So yeah, there you go. Kids will absolutely love this movie. Adults, maybe should go see Us. Maybe make that a day. Let the kids and the babysitter go see Dumbo, and you guys go see Us. There, everybody's happy. So that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe. I will see you all next time.